know you've heard this multiple times and over again. There is no such thing as a Filipino Mafia. All right, we're back. So, to answer the question, what is the Filipino Mafia? I'm sorry to disappoint you, but, and I know you've heard this multiple times and over again, right? There is no such thing as a Filipino Mafia. Let me explain why, okay? Mafia, as we know, is an organization of criminals that does organized crime, as we know, right? And it kind of hurts me when people say, Filipino Mafia and stuff like that. Now, I know for a fact that they're not pertaining to us as a group of criminals. It's more on, a group of minorities, or a group or a community of people of the same race with the same background almost, right? So I wanted to clear this up that, as much as I know most of you understand what it is, but to those who don't, there is no such thing, right? Especially it's very, very famous connotation in the US Navy that us Filipinos that are in the Navy are a group of, Filipino Mafia. Now, in some sense, it is true, but we're definitely not a mafia or an organization that does organized crime. But we are a community or a minority, a group of people from the same homeland, which is the Philippines, right? And what we do is we build community, based on our location and location or command, and definitely not to do like secret meetings or anything like that. It's fun. This is the funniest thing is really we get together to have fun, to talk about our experiences, talk about our community, to talk about actually a bunch of positive things, right? Now, let me tell you, when I first heard of the word Filipino Mafia, I remembered I just got out of boot camp and I was checking in on my first boat, and I think it was the second day, I was at the chow line, and two other Filipinos was behind me, and they saw me, so they approached me and they were like, are you Filipino? Because you look like one, right? And I said, of course, yeah, I'm Filipino. Hey, and I started talking to them in Tagalog, and we understood each other, right? And someone from the back says, oh, here comes the Filipino Mafia. And I was like, what are they talking about? I was like, I'll explain everything to you. And so they did. And I found it kind of funny because there's only 3 of us in there out of like 200 personnel on that command, and they're calling us a mafia. I found it funny because it's like, so if 3 of us hang out together, we're a mafia, but if 3 of them or more, 10 of them hangs out together, it's basically nothing, right? And so that thing just kind of stuck to me ever since. So wherever I go, people would always say, oh, the mafia, the Filipino Mafia. And I've always said, there is no such thing, and they would laugh, and they would be like, of course you would say that, of course there's no such thing as a mafia. What's in there is a group of Filipino with the same cultural and homeland and background where we came from, right? Wherein we usually hang out together, cook food, lumpia, pancit, adobo, and other Filipino dishes. And we talk about regular things just like you guys do. Talk about sports, we talk about, games, talk about hanging out, exploring the place, where we at, like the state, right? And doing a bunch of other good stuff, just like everyone else, right? Now, where I think this came from is, us Filipinos, we do tend to hang out together. We do tend to stick together. And let me clear this up. It's not like we stick together and we don't let anyone else other than Filipinos to be in our group. That is not true. Actually, in every state, in every command that I go to, right, when we Filipinos hang out, there are other people from different backgrounds that are in there. There are white Americans, black Americans, Hispanic, Mexicans, Italian. We've always hanged out, shared things together. I remember this one night when I was in Virginia back then, right? We would have this week wherein our two Mexican friends would cook food for us, and they would share. It's a community or a group of people that wherein we share our backgrounds, right? We share our cultural experiences, our cultural backgrounds, and stuff like that. Food is one of the good way to express or share where you're from, right? And back to the question, where I think it came from is because us Filipino, back in the 1800s, we started this thing called bayanihan, right? That came from the root word bayan, which means nation, country, a community, a town, right? And literally, bayanihan is like for the country, for the town, for the nation, right? And what we do back then is, for example, in a village, one family needs to move to another location of that village or another part of that mountain or forest or geographical move, right? The community will help that particular family to move by literally, as far as I know, like picking up the house and moving it, relocating it to that area, and ask for nothing in return. And throughout the generation, we've carried that culture with us, okay? To stick together, help each other out, especially we are minorities here. So we tend to, hang out with each other. The one last thing actually that I want to talk about is they say that, for example, myself as a higher ranking enlisted personnel in the Navy, that if some Filipino lower enlisted comes up to me, that I will hook them up. Absolutely not. We Filipinos are professional people. We love our job, we love what we do, and we love to work hard. And I guess one of the biggest reason is we know what it's like to not have anything, especially where we came from. So we know how to live in poverty. So we won't do anything to jeopardize our own careers, our own lives, for doing something wrong, right? But we do look out for each other. And when I say look out for each other, we make sure we don't get our Filipino folks to get in trouble. We mentor them. We teach them to do the right things. We teach them how to work hard. We teach them how to focus, right? And if anything, I would say, hey, call us the Filipino Mafia if you want to, but we are actually doing things that are good for wherever we're serving. And the camaraderie that we share is something that could be used a model, right? How a team should be, how a group should be, how a community should be, right? And that's pretty much it for that. I just wanted to share with you guys my thoughts on this. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, link on the comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more. But yeah, thank you for joining for today's vlog. My name is John. See you all for the next one. Bye.